first sack.
There is Lynn Dickey, number 12, the quarterback of the Packers. On the other side, Jim McMahon. Whether either one of them will be able to last as the game progresses, we still don't know. I don't think either coach, Forrest Gregg of the Packers, or Mike Ditka of the Bears, has any idea. You couldn't ask for a better day for football. It is just perfect in the Midwest. The stadium, which seats over 56,000, is packed, and they told us just a minute ago they could have sold at least 30,000 more tickets if they'd been available. Forrest Gregg in his first year as the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. Mike Ditka now in his third year as the leader of the Bears. They have never coached against each other. Ditka clad in shirt and tie. He says wearing a tie helps him restrain himself, control himself a little bit better on the sideline. Very emotional man.
Never helped me.
Did you ever you wore a tie?
Yeah, my first couple of years. Didn't restrain me, though.
You never wore a coat, that's what. Bob Thomas will kick off in the direction of Harlan Huckleby and Del Rogers. It's Rogers at about the 7 with some room to operate. Del Rogers outside the 20 to the 22, and on the first play, down goes the penalty flag. We'll check out the starting lineups after we hear from Pat Haggerty about what the penalty is.
Illegal contact on the return.
So the Packers will start from a little bit deeper in their own territory. Here is the offensive backfield, and the receivers. Lynn Dickey will start at quarterback. Ellis and Clark will be the running backs. Clark limping a little bit too. James Lofton and John Jefferson. The wide receivers. Tight end is Henry Childs. Swanky, Dreschler, McCarron, Kitson, and Cook are up front for the Packers. Ball is at the 10-yard line where Green Bay's Lynn Dickey brings him out. Throw on first down, going for Lofton. Nothing doing. Leslie Frazier was right back there with him. Good coverage by Frazier. The Bears have a great deal of faith in those two cornerbacks. Here's their defensive line. Hartenstein, McMichael, Dan Hampton, and Tyrone Keys up front. Otis Wilson, Singletary, and Harris, the linebackers in the secondary. Richardson and Frazier, the cornerbacks. Todd Bell and Gary Fensick, the safety. The Bears play a lot of different kinds of defenses. Childs moves out. Dickey gets to Huckleby. Nothing doing for Harlan Huckleby as Otis Wilson, who's really played well of late, came up to make the stop.
You know, Pat, we're talking about those quarterbacks, and I think it's probably much more important that Lynn Dickey plays offensively for the Packers maybe than McMahon, because the Packers' two best offensive players are their wide receivers, John Jefferson and James Lofton, and it takes the quarterback and the timing to get them the ball. On the other side, the biggest player on the Bears is Walter Payton, the best player, and all you have to do is hand off to him right, left, and up the middle.
Dickey's backup, by the way, is a rookie from Wisconsin, Randy Wright, who got quite a baptism last week against the Raiders. Dickey backpedals for Childs, and Childs can't quite knock it down into his own hands. He was covered by linebacker Al Harris. So they got the matchup they wanted, but they didn't get the completion. And Bucky Scribner will have to come on, punt.
Well, Lynn Dickey got through that first series. They didn't get a first down or complete a pass, but he didn't take a hit either.
That we'll just have to wait and see if he can take a hit. The NFC's leading punter, Bucky Scribner, averaging almost 47 yards a kick. Jeff Fisher back alone for the Bears. They should have it in pretty good shape when they get it on offense. Left-footed Bucky Scribner. Good kick. Chases Fisher all the way back to his own 37-yard line. Cut down in Packer territory at about the 48. 52-yard punt by Scribner, a 15-yard return.
The punt by Scribner, return to the 30-yard line.
those of you who were expecting to see the Cardinals and the Indianapolis Colts, there's some line problems, I've just been told. So we're giving you some bonus coverage of this game. If you're expecting that, if we can work things out, you'll still see that. Until that, welcome and enjoy this. The Packers and the Bears for the 128th time. Walter Payton is the lone setback. We'll set the rest of the offense in just a minute. Suey is the move man. McMahon, screen pass to Suey with blockers in front. To the 40, but there's a penalty marker down already. They'll bring this one back in all likelihood. The Bear lineups. McMahon, the quarterback. Suey and Payton, the runners. Willie Gault and Dennis McKinnon, the wide receiver. Up front, Saldi is the tight end. Jim Covert, Bortz, Hilgenberg, Becker, and Keith Van Horn. The Packer defense in a minute.
That penalty on that, Pat, was for an illegal man downfield. You know, that'll happen on a screen pass. The offensive line's trying to get out in front.
An eligible man downfield, number 79. Offense.
Kurt Becker.
Yeah, they try and get out in front of the play, and they go downfield in doing that.
Packers play a three-man front. Two rookies, Carricker and Humphrey, the defensive ends. Terry Jones is the nose tackle. The linebackers, Anderson, Scott, Cumbie, and Douglas. We'll check the secondary in a minute. McMahon going to give it a test quickly, and does, to Payton. Payton loses the ball. Bears get it back as Jim Covert, the offensive tackle, pounces on it. Ditka looking on.
You know, I think the interesting thing here, Pat, in the first series is that Jim McMahon is taking that ball with his right hand. I know he tried with the left. We saw it in the pregame. I don't think he liked that. The last play of the pregame, he took it with his right hand. I'm sure they have that area deadened. He said, I'd rather take it that way. I feel more comfortable. There may be a little pain later, but I want to start out that way.
Second down and 17 for the Bears. Right at the 45-yard line. McMahon hands off to Suey. Suey springs into Packer territory, but once again the yellow flag comes flying. Randy Scott made the stop.
Hey, a lot of flags here early. That's going to be offensive holding against the Bears.
You know, John, when they announced those rule changes during the offseason where the offensive linemen can extend their arms on run blocking as well as pass blocking, I thought that would eliminate a lot of holding.
I thought it would bring about more holding because once they let you put those arms out, it's a lot easier to grab when you have them out there. You may as well use them.
Offense, number 63.
Holding on the center. Jay Hilgenberg. The Bears, after getting the ball in pretty good position, keep going backward. Second and 27. McMahon, the quarterback. Walter Payton, of course, is chasing multiple records. He broke Jim Brown's all-time total yardage record last week. He's 447 yards short of Brown's all-time rushing record right now. McMahon back to throw. McMahon for Goff, and it's almost picked off by Mark Lee of the Packers. He almost had his interception. Looking for Willie Gault was McMahon. That'll bring up a third down.
I'll tell you, Mark Lee made a heck of a jump on that thing at the end. See, McMahon is looking out here to his right all the way, but watch Lee come easy underneath. He was a short guy, worked all the way back. Watch how high he gets up in the air here. Look, that's the old skyhook deal. Got both hands. That's a heck of a deal. He almost had that thing, but still just getting up there and getting two hands on that. That was some deal. You know, of course, he has great hands, Mark Lee. He was a punt returner also in college.
Bears go with three wide receivers. They add Brian Baschenagel to the regular two. That was McKinnon in motion. McMahon has to step up out of the pocket. McMahon under pressure. Now he's got some blockers in front. He gets to the 45. 15 yards short of a first down, but picked up some 12 yards. Ezra Johnson, who hasn't played much, had a bad back, had surgery on it, making his first appearance of this year.
Well, the Packers are going to use Ezra Johnson today in pass rush situations.
Dave Finzer will do the punting for the Bears, and Philip Epps is deep for Green Bay, and he can really fly. the 15, got to the 16. Very good coverage. Dave Durson was down there, but a good high kick by Finzer. 41-yard punt. 2-yard return. The Packers nothing with 11:44 left to play in the first quarter at Lambeau Field. Atlanta 3-0 over Minnesota. 33-yard field goal by Mick Luckhurst. Packers have the ball with Lynn Dickey at quarterback, starting from their own 15-yard line. Dickey to Clark. Clark got a couple. The Bear defense has been sparkling for the first 2 weeks. They lead the entire NFL in total defense.
One of the reasons is their middle linebacker, Mike Singletary. Let's watch him here, number 50. You know, if you're going to have a good defense and you play a four-man line, that middle linebacker has to make most of the tackles at the end. He's that guy. He's up and down the line of scrimmage, shooting gaps. Last week, he caused 2 fumbles against the Denver Broncos. Good hit. Wow.
Nothing for Huckabee, except a swarm of white jerseys. Dan Hampton was the first man to make the hit.
I'll tell you, he's something. You know, he was an end before. And this play here, watch him, 99. They don't block him. The center blocks one way. The guard pulls right by him. It looks like the back was trying to get a piece of him. You know, that Hampton's so big. You know, he weighs about 280 pounds. Now watch, the only guy on him, the guard pulls. Jesse Clark, the fullback, was trying to block him. That's like an ant on you, a fly. He didn't even know he was there.
3rd and 12. Dickey back. Under pressure. Now he's taking his first hit as the Bears swarm on him. Steve McMichael was the first man on the scene, number 76.
I think the interesting thing here is how Lynn Dickey takes this. We'll see the rush. Now, the Bears want to get a rush up the middle. You know, a pressure right up the middle on Dickey. They feel that he doesn't have that movement to go out right or left. So they want to get the big push, the big pass rush, straight at him, right in his face today.
Once again, Bucky Scribner will have to punt out of his own end zone. Fisher standing at midfield for the Bears, number 25. Bears with a big rush. Scribner gets it away. This one won't turn over, but it's still a pretty good kick. Fisher to the Packer 43, where he's down right there by Darrell Jones. Make it to 42. It'll be 1st and 10 Bears from that point. Lynn Dickey has been hit and survived. It's 0-0. We're at Lambeau Field, Green Bay, Wisconsin, excuse me. Pat Summerall with John Madden. Chicago offense last week, the first 300-yard rushing day, best since 1977. Most of it by Walter Payton, who is deep in the eye right now. Payton has it. Payton for about 7.
Walter Payton.
Cincinnati and the Jets are playing. The Jets lead it 3-0 on a 22-yard field goal by Pat Leahy. They're still in the first quarter, as are we, with 9:45 left to play. Not an empty seat anywhere. Tremendous spectacle, isn't it?
I'll tell you, this is the way football's supposed to be. I mean, you know, back here, grass, stadium, Green Bay, Wisconsin. This is great stuff. Dirt, mud.
To Payton. He left the line of scrimmage. Is stopped a little bit short of a first down by Randy Scott. Some of the Packer players were talking yesterday about how they have to stop Payton, and they say there is only one way, and that is to gang tackle everybody.
That's right. The only way to stop is with a whole bunch of guys. I mean, bring you off the bench to stop him sometime. You know, Denver last week could have used some guy off the bench when he ran 72 yards down the sideline against them.
Bears, by the way, if they look different, they are. They haven't worn this scheme of uniform, the blue pants, white jerseys, since the early 1940s. Payton and Suey, the running backs, 3rd and short. Suey should have enough. They're at the Packer 32-yard line. Randy Scott again made the hit.
I'll tell you, old Suey, they just put their fullback right in there behind their right guard, Kurt Becker, and their right tackle, Keith Van Horn. They got a pretty good push on that side. That's all you need. That was enough for the first down.
Payton and Suey, number 26, certainly aren't the biggest pair of running backs in the NFL, but probably no pair blocks for each other as well as they do.
I think the most amazing thing about Walter Payton, you know, they talk about how many yards he gains running and catching and all that, but he's probably one of the best blocking halfbacks in the league in addition to that.
First down Bears from the Packer 32, and here's Payton with Suey blocking up front. Payton skips over a couple of bodies and is hit down by George Cumby.
You know, when Forrest Gregg came here to Green Bay this year, the first thing you want to do is improve that defense. He said you have to start somewhere, and Forrest started with the defense. He has 3 rookie players starting. He has Tom Flynn, he's a new weak safety, and 2 new rookie defensive ends, Humphrey and Character. So this is a different Green Bay defense. And you can see where they finished last year, and you can see why they wanted to start there.
Well, they scored over 400 points last year, but they gave up over 400 also. Somebody moved in the Bear offensive line. They'll bring it back. Never got it started. It was Covert, I think. And Haggerty, the referee. They happen to be staying at the same hotel we were. All they do is carry film around and look at their work from the previous weeks.
Have a lot of meetings.
Seattle 3-0 over New England. Seattle, one of the unbeaten teams remaining. 43-yard field goal by Norm Johnson.
Start, number 74, offense.
It's funny how as the day starts in football, you have a lot of scores 3-0, 0-0.
Second and 13, that's true.
You have to start somewhere.
3-0-0, yeah. McMahon gets away from one blitz. Hits Jay Saldi out of bounds. Inside the Packer 30-yard line, an 8-yard pickup about the 28.
I like Jim McMahon when we met him last night. You know, he is taking that ball with the right hand. Look, he looks left, finds Saldi right here, puts the ball up, brings it down, finds him again, gets the ball out there to Saldi. But he's one of those loose guys.
He had a duck under a blitzing safety man, Mark Murphy, that time. He is very mobile, of course. He's had knee problems, but those seem to be behind him.
Well, he has an attitude about it. You know, I'll go, I'll play, you know, take a shot in the hand, I'll do that, chews tobacco.
Third down. McMahon throws the strike to McKinnon. Can't throw it much better than that. 21 yards on that completion. Tim Lewis made the stop.
I'll tell you, watch McKinnon out there. Now, he's going to run up the field, and he's going to move in here to the right. And there's another receiver right there. It was Matt Suey was right in his way. He threw it between Suey and 3 Packer defenders. Now, that's what you call throwing a dart on a line.
McKinnon shaking just a little bit. Boy, does Mike Ditka like him. And I'm sure he doesn't like what he sees right now.
You know what Mike Ditka likes about him? He said he's the best blocking wide receiver he's ever seen.
Ashnagle has taken his place. The handoff is to Suey. He's inside the Packer 5.
Suey, the ball carrier.
Randy Scott made the stop. McKinnon is still down.
I think he just got the wind knocked out of him, and they're trying to, you know, get some wind back in there, pump some wind back. See, they're getting him up now. He probably won't come in. He'll probably come in the next down.
You know, we were talking to Ditka yesterday, and he was saying how much he thought of McKinnon. And almost every week we hear this happen. Some coach says we had a wrong time on him. He's faster than our scouts told him. That happens an awful lot.
And you know why? It's a computer. Once a guy...
But it's second and goal from the 4 for the Bears. 6:03 left to play in the first quarter. 28 new players on the roster since the arrival of Mike Ditka as the head coach. He's in his 3rd year. We think the Packers may have 12 men on the field. Two about the 3. If they did, nobody caught him.
Scott made the tackle.
Randy Scott made the tackle.
What happened there is they had 5 guys go in their short yardage defense, and only 4 came out, and then 1 came out later. So they ended up with 11. But they had 12 in the huddle for a while.
That'll make it 3rd down from the 2.
That's the thing with today's substitutions. You know, you have a group of guys or a package, they call it, to play short yardage, goal line, long yardage, offense, defense.
Calvin Thomas is the third running back for the Bears now. It was Peyton who was deep. It's Suey who tries over the right side, doesn't get the touchdown. And it'll be fourth down. See if the Bears decide to go. Charles Martin made the hit that stopped Suey.
This is going to be an interesting decision for Mike Ditka here because he has fourth down. Well, he's already made the decision. He's going to go for the field goal, but you get down there, it's early in the game. You know, you have a good, strong defense. You take the shot, or you start to get the points on the board. You can see McMahon there. You know what he wanted to do. He said, look, we got this far. Let's take it on in and get 6. Ditka saying, no, let's take the sure 3.
And they've got Bob Thomas in the game, who's 4 out of 5 on the year. This will only be from 19 yards out. It's Baschnagel holding.
I think if I were down there, I would have given the ball to Walter Payton, maybe let him try and get it in.
Twice to Payton. That would make sense. Bob Thomas is now 5 out of 6 on the year, and the Bears lead 3-0. Beautiful day in the Midwest. 4 minutes, 23 seconds. 3-0. The Bears lead the Packers first quarter. 4:23 left to play. Bears kept it 10 plays. They went 41 yards. Bob Thomas finished it off with an 18-yard field goal. Thomas kicks it off. Bill Rogers stays in the end zone. Wisely so. Jim McMahon. He was a little upset about his coach Mike Ditka not going for the touchdown.
Well, you know, the coach has to get something started. We see McMahon here. He's upset, but, you know, coaches always want to get those first points on the board. And that's what Mike's saying and McMahon's saying should go for it. Quarterbacks always want to go for it.
But the coach still runs things.
He has that last vote.
Lynn Dickey breaks the Packers out at the 20. This is the best position they've had so far in which to start an offense. Lofton was left, Jefferson is right. Dickey's going to work. If he has time, and he doesn't. McMichael and Hampton penetrate. One of the things that Forrest Gregg said to us yesterday is, I think we'll protect the passer better.
Well, he had to, and this is one of the things that Hampton said to us last night, too, is we want to get me on the center and get that pressure, that push right up the middle, right in Dickey's face. You see that? The guy that he saw coming was the guy up the middle, Dan Hampton, number 99, and Dickey just went right down. I think that they want to get that push, control the outside, the ends play control, and push those tackles up in his face in the middle.
2nd and 17, loss of 7 on the sack, and Dickey goes back again. This time he has time. Henry Childs is the intended target, and he just can't quite stretch enough.
Yeah, I like that Pitt kind of talk, though. You know, push in the middle, control on the outside.
Couple of other scores. Atlanta 3, Minnesota 3. First quarter. Stenerud kicked the field goal. The Jets 6-3 over Cincinnati. Big day for kickers. Kansas City 3, the Raiders nothing. Here it's 3-0, and it's 3rd and 16.
Raiders always have a tough time with Kansas City.
That's in Kansas City. 3rd down. Packers with 3 wide receivers. They get it out to Ellis. Ellis is cut down shy of the first down at the Packer 24. Gary Fencing with a good tackle. We'll get another look at left-footed Bucky Scribner.
Well, we see what the Bears are trying to do. You know, with that inside pass rush, they're covering the center and both guards with defensive linemen. And again, that's where all their pass rush is going to come from, not from the outside.
Scribner standing at his own 9-yard line. Jeff Fisher is again back deep for the Bears. Scribner hits it well. Fisher chased back to his own 23. Packers down in a hurry, and they hem him up on the sideline and take him out of bounds. Ed West, backup tight end, down quickly and made the stop. A 49-yard punt by Scribner. And a Again, they chase him down before he can break into the clear. He got a couple.
Let's look one time and see what that Bear defense is doing, why it's a problem. Look here, see, we're talking about these three guys. They cover both guards in the center to get this push. Now, in this time, they bring their strong safety, Todd Bell. He's right here. They bring him in here, too, and get this push right up the middle, right in Dickey's face. You see, they're overloading their middle. See, they have one-on-one all the way, and then bring the safety in the middle to get that quick push in his face. So he'll be seeing that all day.
2nd and 7. McMahon to Suey. Suey over the left side picks his way for about 3 or 4. Mike Douglas made the hit that stopped him. He's about 3 yards shy of a first down.
What I think we're seeing here is the Bears, and offensively with Mike Ditka, he says they want to be a ball control type team. So we see them running more. And of course, the Packers offensively, they come out first and they want to pass. And that's what Forrest Gregg says. We want to pass first and then run. And neither side being so successful yet.
The Bears do have a huge offensive line. Saldi in motion. McMahon goes back to throw. Looking for someplace to go. He's still on his feet. McMahon gets out of the sack and gets the first down at midfield. A little bit slow getting up. He was hit by Charles Martin. McMahon struggles back to his feet after a 9-yard gain and a Bear first down.
I'll tell you, this is the thing that a defensive lineman really gets upset with. You know, you have to chase that quarterback all day. Here you know you have him. You got him, boom, you slip off. Another guy slips off. And here comes this guy right up the field, take the slide, you know, and pick up a first down on you. I'll tell you, that is more frustrating to defensive linemen than being blocked by the best offensive lineman all day.
Boy, you're so right. I hate that. Man to Payton. Payton with some room this time right up the middle for about 5 yards. Mike Douglas on the bottom of the pile. They had him stop. They let him get away.
Look at the size of that covert there, that number 74. I'll tell you, he fills out a jersey. Only a second-year guy, was a #1 draft choice out of Pittsburgh last year.
They're all those offensive linemen, 6'4", 6'5", in the 270, 280 range.
And they got big shoulders and big, you know, chests and hips on them. And that's the kind of stuff you want to run in behind.
Payton, close to the 40. Terry Jones made the hit that stopped him. Right now for an NFL update, let's take you to Brent Musburger in New York.
Pat, this is the Colt touchdown against the St. Louis Cardinals in Indianapolis. Out of the eye, it's Curtis Dickey. He steps to the outside, and with that great speed, he gets into the corner of the end zone. And now the Colts lead 7-0. Let's go back to Pat and John.
We're in Green Bay, and the Bears lead the Packers 3-0. With 10 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And the Bears once again on the move at the Packer 40. 3rd and 1. They might get it away, and they might not. They did not. That is the end of the first quarter at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. At Lambeau Field, home of the Pack. They're against the Bears, who lead right now 3-0. Have the ball at the Green Bay 40. It's 3rd and 1. Payton over the top of the pile, and a Bear first down. First quarter was reasonably one-sided. Look at that.
You know, a lot of times that happens. You know, you look at the Green Bay side, and one of the things, when you have your quarterback and he has a bad back and he can't get out there and practice, you really don't have the timing early in the game that you may get later. Now you say, well, how about the Bears? They have the same thing. But look, 55 yards of that was rushing, and that doesn't take as much teamwork with the quarterback as the passing game does that the Packers are trying.
Mike Ditka said he wanted ball control, and he certainly had it in the first quarter. McMahon back to throw. And Suey. High. 5-yard pickup, and John Anderson put a hat on him.
I tell you, Suey's still down there. That was really hat to hat on that thing. I'll tell you, a fullback has a tough job when he has to block and he has to run into the line. But there's nothing tougher than catching a pass like that, being exposed, and getting that hit by the linebacker. Let's watch it again. He comes from the outside there. We see McMahon throw it to him. Now watch, just as he's up in the air and he starts to turn, didn't have his feet underneath him. Whack! Chest to chest, hat to hat. Boy, that hurts.
Jerry Cooney and Philip Brown. Jerry's coming back.
Well, I think he's finally well enough to fight again. You know, he's had some tough breaks, really, since that fight with Larry Holmes. He had that hand surgery and tried to come back, and then the shoulder. Looks like he's back. He really does want to fight.
Kennan is back and wants to get back into this fray as well. Penalty marker down right. The rookie from Wisconsin warming up with the other Packer quarterback, Rich Campbell. Lynn Dickey started, played a few series. Remains to be seen whether he can continue.
Well, you know how that thing with the back is, the thing, you can get it loosened up sometimes, and it doesn't take much to tighten up on you. And I think that's probably what they're guarding against there with Lynn Dickey.
Number 81.
Calvin Thomas has taken Matt Suey's place in the backfield, and Mike Ditka said yesterday he's a fine football player.
They said there's not much of a drop-off there when he goes from Suey to Thomas.
Willie Goff out wide to the left. McKinnon goes in motion. McMahon gives to Payton. Payton head down, scrambling, picks up yards. Randy Scott made the hit. Atlanta and Minnesota are tied 3-3 second quarter. Cincinnati has gone ahead of the Jets 9-6. That's in the second quarter. Indianapolis Colts lead the Cardinals 7-0 in the second. And Seattle 9-0 over New England. Mike Douglas, the Packer linebacker, a fine one. Staggers out on the side. Looks like he might have a little knee problem. Ball is at the 32-yard line. They give to Payton. Payton swings to the outside and doesn't get the first down. Packer defense led by Cliff Lewis up quickly. They really strung it out.
Well, the Packers are upset. I think Payton thought he was down, and he put the ball down, and all the Packers jumped on it, thought it was a fumble. I think Payton does everything so quickly, even put the ball down quickly. Look here, they have him. Now he's reaching the ball out. I don't know about that. I think I would have called that a fumble. He was reaching the ball out. Look, they all jump on it. 4 guys, they say it's their ball. Fans say it theirs, and the referee said, nah, this is the thing blue. Let's watch that one again. Here they come, they're tackling. Of course, you don't know when the whistle blows. It looks like he was trying to stretch that thing out to get more of a mark, and when he did, he just laid it down.
He might have been already out of bounds.
Can't do that.
From Bob Thomas. 49 yards out. And it's good. That's his longest attempt of the year, and it's successful. Bob Thomas puts the Bears ahead 6-0.
You know, maybe he needed that extra 2 yards that Walter Payton got by stretching that ball.
The Bears over the Packers second quarter. Mike Douglas has a bruised shoulder, should be able to return. Bob Thomas will kick off. Huckleby and Rogers back deep. At the 2. To the 22. Sean Gale down to make the stop. Next Saturday, there's more college football on CBS Sports, and we've got an outstanding matchup. Top-ranked Nebraska takes on 7th-ranked UCLA. Last year, Nebraska rolled over UCLA 42-10. So there should be some revenge in mind from UCLA's standpoint. Nebraska #1 ranked. Packers. Ball at their own 21. It's still Dickey, the quarterback. Ellis, the ball carrier. Ray Krause, I beg your pardon. A loss. Right now for an NFL update, let's go to Brent Musburger in New York.
Thought the Cardinals draw even with the Colts, and it's O.J. Anderson's line that does the job. Louis Sharp, the former #1 from UCLA, opens that hole on the left side, and O.J. does the rest, and now they're tied at 7. Let's go back to Pat and John.
It's 6-0 here. 12:15 left to play in the first half. The Bears lead the Packers. Ellis and Clark with the backs. Dickey Gives to Ellis. He got a couple before Steve McMichael made the initial hit, and the fans, as enthusiastic as they are about the Packers in this part of the country, are getting a little upset.
Well, you know, the fans don't mind you running on 1st and 10, but they hate it when you run on 2nd and 10. The Packers were trying to get something going. They had 2 tight ends in there, and they were just trying to get some running going. And the Bears on defense so far are just too much for them. They can't handle that front group. They're getting whipped in the trenches, as they say.
Well, they'll have another chance right now on 3rd and 8. The Bears will be teeing off. Dickey back to throw. Dickey intended for Lofton as he was coming back at the quarterback. A penalty marker is down, back by Dickey.
Yeah, that's going to be holding against the Bears. I mean, holding against the Packers, excuse me, offensive holding. You know, it's tough to pass protect when you're getting a big push on your quarterback, so then you try and hold and hope you don't get caught, then they see you.
Number 54, offense.
Bears refused the penalty. It's 4th down, and Scribner will have to punt one more time. Fisher will be back deep for the Bears. Packers just can't get anything going.
And that guy holding was the center, Larry McCarron. That's where they're putting the pressure. This Bear defense is putting, as we showed earlier, all that pressure right there in the center and 2 guards. And sometimes they do things that they shouldn't do when they get that pressure.
Much the same thing happened to him last week against the Raiders. Scribner. Bad drop, but not a bad kick. Line drive. Fisher at the 32. Gets it back out to about the Bear 45, where they'll take over once again. A pretty good location on the field. A 46-yard punt that time by Scribner. We have 11:14 left to play in the first half. The Bears against the Packers. McMahon, the quarterback. He started and he stayed. Tesui for a loss of about 3 by John Anderson. For an update on what's happening elsewhere, let's take it to Brent Musburger in New York.
Well, Pat, here's one that should interest the Green Bay Packer fan. Jan Stenerud, whom they got rid of, has just kicked the longest field goal in the history of the Minnesota Vikings. This is 54 yards, but I suppose, Pat, as an old kicker, maybe Stenerud is better on the artificial turf than he was at Lambeau Field. You know more about that than I do. Let's go back to Pat.
Well, I understand that when he was traded, when he knew he was going to leave, he either wanted to go to some place with warm weather or someplace that had a dome when he got his wish. McMahon deep for McKinnon, who almost came up with a spectacular catch. Back there with him was Mark Lee.
Those things against that double coverage that we all see, you know, where the corner comes up short and the safety comes back deep, and they try and hit it between the corner and the safety. See, here's the safety coming over. That's the corner running back deep, and the safety trying to get over it. There's the safety right there. And you try and hit it behind the corner and in front of the safety.
It'll be 3rd and 14 for the Bears. Things rather quiet at the moment. Bears trying to get things lined up. McMahon out of the shotgun this time. Hilgenberg is the center. Left-handed, one-handed catch by McMahon. Intended for Suey out of the backfield, and McMahon just missed him.
Well, I think why they're so quiet here, Pat, is so far the Packers' total offense is -1 yard. It's hard to root for something when you don't even have a yard.
Now they're getting up and cheering the defense.
Well, you can do that.
They've done well to hold it to 6-0.
Well, the Bears have 96 yards of offense. Packers -1. They're going to get the ball back and try again, trying to improve that.
Dave Finzer back to kick. No contact made. No harm, no flag. Philip Epps back for the Pack. Good kick. Epps might have some room. For a minute, but the Bears are down quickly and good coverage. 43-yard punt, 37 yards on the net. Epps got it back 6 yards. Chicago 6, Green Bay nothing. Well, the Bears are in town. Packers have a full house. Packer game in Green Bay is a happening, and it happened all earlier today out in the parking lot. Some pretty elaborate setups out there, John.
Oh, they do. You know, and up here they have a lot of sausages that they cook in those things. And cheese. A lot of cheese and sausage up here. Good party.
Smells good, the stadium did. Dickey to Lofton. The Packers finally have a first down. Mike Richardson on a tackle, a 19-yard gain. The biggest game of the day. In fact, the only game.
That's right. It's the first time they've passed their 30-yard line all day. It's the first time Lofton's caught a ball in about 3 weeks. He was shut out last week. Now watch here. He makes a heck of a move, though. You see what he did? That was the old triple thing where you stop, you start, you stop, and you start again. All in one move. Whew. That was pretty.
That looked like a move you'd see at Carnegie Hall. 10:05 left to play in the first half. Jesse Clark and Harlan Huckleby are the ball carriers, and that's Huckleby. To about the 44, Otis Wilson made the stop. A little scuffle going on. Quickly quieted down. Packers just haven't been able to get anything going. This is the first cheering opportunity they've had.
Sportsmanlike defense. Be quiet.
Baloney. Dumbest penalty in football. You watch this now. They always do it. Two guys. Here's the end of the play. You see the guys here. Look, here's a little push here, a little thing there, little hit there. Now that should have been against the Bears right there. See, the Packers haven't done anything yet. They do that. They throw it against both things. What they're saying in the NFL, it's okay to fight, but don't celebrate. Don't.
All it does is slow the game down. 2nd and 5. Ellis, the ball carrier, got nowhere. On their last 4 possessions, this is what's happened to Green Bay. They started at their own 10. That's the way they began the game. They wound up punting. 16, they punted. The 20, they punted. The 21, they punted. Now they've moved out to the 42, by far their best, and it's 3rd and 8.
Those people didn't come out here to tailgate and cook sausages and stuff to see that. They want some action. They want some touchdowns and stuff.
3 wide receiver situation. See if they can protect Dickey. Nope. Dan Hampton. Mike Hartenstein back there.
Well, they had a pretty good start on it. You know, as you watch this, they start out pretty well. You see the 3 guys in the middle. They're getting a push here. Here comes the linebacker and the safety. Now they held, but right here, see 99, Dan Hampton breaks loose. Dickey had to bring the ball down, and he didn't have any more time than that. Now, the thing that caused that sack was good coverage. He did have time to throw, but he didn't have time to pump, bring it back, and get it going again.
Scribner has had a busy first half. So has Jeff Fisher. Packers down. The coverage teams have done an excellent job. And so is Scribner. 43-yard punt. 8:50 left to play in the first half. 2 field goals from Bob Thomas is the lead against Cincinnati. It's 13-9 in the second quarter there. Kansas City still leads the Raiders 3-0. Cardinals and the Colts tied at 7-7 in the second quarter. And finally, Seattle. Boy, they look strong. 16-0 over New England. Bears. From their own 29, McMahon has McKinnon in motion. Fakes to Peyton. Gets away from the pressure. Scrambles away from the pressure. Makes a heck of a move. McMahon gets it up to the Packer 49 before Mike Douglas finally gets him out of bounds. A 22-yard scramble by McMahon.
That's the second time that McMahon's done that. You know, as we said earlier, this is really frustrating. You get him, you have good coverage, there's no one to throw to, you have a rush, you have your guys right there, boom, off and boom up, and now he runs, he makes a move there, takes it to the sideline and picks up a first down. I'll tell you, this guy is some quarterback. I really like him. I like him as a quarterback, and I like his personality, too. I think a quarterback can't be a tight guy. I think you have to have a certain amount of looseness to be a great quarterback.
He certainly has that. To go along with a lot of courage. He gives to Payton this time. Payton swings out of the backfield to about the Packer 47. Douglas again on the stop.
One thing about the Bears, they just keep running Walter Payton at you all day, and you say, you know, the defense says, now we got him, we're stopping him, he's not going against us today. They just keep doing that. Look at that, Mike Douglas just fell into that tackle there, but eventually he's going to get his on you. The old Russian roulette. You know that there's some in Walter, but you don't know which ones they are, so you better have that gang tackling every play.
Payton is tied with another great Bear runner for the biggest day ever here at Lambeau Field. McMahon. Out he comes again. This time he's tackled after picking up only about 5 or 6. Alfonso Carricker. Payton had 205 yards in the game against the Packers here at Lambeau Field one time, tying the record which had been set by Gale Sayers.
There you're talking about a couple of great running backs. You know, we were talking to Forrest Gregg about the best running back he's ever seen, or the best one in the league, and he says maybe it's Eric Dickerson today. And he said, but ever, he said he thinks the best running back he's ever seen was Gale Sayers.
If Gale had stayed healthy, of course that's one of the ways you judge it, during his entire career, he might have been the best ever. Forrest Gregg, he spent so many years as a player here in Green Bay. Here's McMahon. Penalty flag is down as Payton makes a heck of a catch, a diving catch. McMahon is down. Shaken just a bit.
I don't think he's feeling that hand yet. You know, again, they shot Novocaine in there for the pain, and I don't think he's feeling that yet. I think that was just a bump that he took.
They didn't deaden his whole body.
No, they didn't. In fact, they tried to what they call block it, where they deaden right around the area in a block. And the thing that they hope there is it doesn't spread throughout the whole hand. It just stays localized in that one area.
Holding, number 74, offense.
Holding on the offensive left tackle, Hovard. You know, I think one of the decisions the medical staff and the coach has to make and has to consider when you do something like that to your quarterback or to any player is suppose he hurts it and can't tell it, and it's something that could hang on for the rest of the year if that happens.
That's what you always worry when you deaden something, is that there may be not the injury that you're deadening, but there may be another one. They wouldn't know it. I think that's why they have the doctors on the sideline. I'm sure that they look at it after every series.
On third down and 15, they give on a draw play to Payton. And the Packers' Ezra Johnson finally gets him down, but there's an indication right at the end of that play of how strong Walter Payton is. He picked up about 4 extra yards just carrying tacklers with him.
Well, you know, they say that all his strength comes from his hip area, you know, and all his running ability, not necessarily the knees and below, but right there, right below the waist, that's where he gets all his power and his movement. You can see from that waist down, he's a very powerful guy.
Dave Finzer will punt for the Bears. Phillip Epps standing back at the 10 for the Packers. Finzer, and the Packers finally get a break. From Dale Rogers.
Right, it comes right there. See his left right there. He may have seen something up the middle, too. It looks like from that angle that he could have gotten that ball away, though, doesn't it?
There was pressure, but he could have gotten it away, I think. You know, the first time today, the Packers are in Bear territory. Line of scrimmage is the Bear 45. 5:13 left to play in the first half. Bears leading 6-0. first down. He goes to work for Lofton. Lofton's got it. A flag is down. Lofton has it at the Bear 10. Stumbles to about the 5 or 6.
There is a penalty flag there. I think that's going to be. Let's watch it here.
Illegal contact.
It's against the defense, so it won't count anyway. I'll tell you, that James Lofton is something. That's the thing. Last week he didn't catch a pass. Let's watch the isolation here. Mike Richardson's number 27. He gets a good bump on him. Now he's trying to run with him, but he can't touch him after that. They called, I think, the penalty on Richardson for hitting him after 5 yards. I'll tell you, he needs some help on Lofton. He needs some help deep. You see Todd Bell, number 25, his safety, got over there, but he was a little late.
So it's first and goal for the Packers. At the Bear 5, they go with 2 tight ends, and they go to Jesse Clark, and Clark burrows his way down to about the 1.
I'll tell you, when you have a wide receiver like James Lofton, you have to throw about 6 or 7 of those up each game, and if you get 50% of them, you're getting some big plays.
He's got such great leaping ability to go with his speed. What a receiver, James Lofton. When you have Jefferson on the other side, you got problems.
Then you need the quarterback to get it to him, and pass protection to let the quarterback get it to him.
Second down on the 1. They go to Clark again, and Clark touchdown. That's Lewis limping off the side. Just activated yesterday. Gary Lewis.
We've been waiting for that one. Let's watch it. It's going to come over here to the left. Watch, good line blocking down there. They moved to the inside, got the hole going in, got it going out. Good hole down there, good movement. Wow, touchdown.
Eddie Garcia will attempt the extra point with Scribner holding. Packers are in the lead. 7-6. Clock stopped now with 4.
Lead receivers in. I think that helps them, and an improved offensive line.
Garcia will kick off. Dennis Gentry back deep. This is Gentry who handles up to 5. Wallop is Gentry. Guy Prather is the guy who hits him, and a flag is down. Again, this little skirmish. And there goes another flag. And another one.
3, 4 flags.
A lot of flags, a lot of players. Offsetting fouls, I'll bet you.
Well, there's going to be one before that.
Yeah,
that
right.
first one will be against the Bears, blocking from behind. And then there's going to be the offsetting. So there's going to be a couple of different things. That's not a bad catch for him here today. This could be their catch of the day, you know, when they go over him on Monday.
McMahon is out, and Avellini is the quarterback. Bob Avellini.
They got a lot of stuff down there. It's going to take them a while. Let's watch what happens here. This is what a kickoff return looks like.
On the return.
Whoa, whoa, holy, whoa, look at that hit. Look, body still flying. Yeah, we had what we said. We had the pushing from behind and then the offsetting penalties.
So the Bears will take over back at their own 8-yard line now with 4 minutes, 13 seconds left to play in the first half. And Bob Avellini at quarterback. To Peyton. Peyton got a couple. Murphy knocked him out of bounds. For an update right now, let's take you again to Brent Musburger in our studio in New York.
Pat, here come the Indianapolis Colts on the sweep. Again, they're coming out of the eye, and here's Curtis Dickey, but it is the option. Throws the ball like Billy Kilmer, but it doesn't matter. No one is out there with Tracy Porter. 63-yard touchdown. Cards and the Colts are tied at 14. Back to Pat and John.
The Packers over the Bears 7-6 in the second quarter with 3.5 minutes left to play. Before halftime, Bob Avellini has replaced Jim McMahon. Avellini back to throw his first pass of the day. Going for Willie Goff. Picked off by the Packers' Tim Lewis.
I think he fumbled that, Pat. I think they're going to rule that incomplete.
You're right.
Would have been a touchdown. I think when he brought that ball down, I think he caught it. When he brought it down, I think he fumbled it. I think they're saying that it was dropped and it's going to be an incomplete pass.
Was Galt in bounds? Was he an eligible receiver? Had he gone out of bounds?
Right there, but watch him here. I don't know if he has control. You see, he never had control of the ball. Although the ground can't cause the fumble, at some point he still has to have control of it. You see, Tim Lewis never got control.
That was a good call.
It was a good call. The Bears dodged a bullet there. Let's watch it then. Now, you see, he gets up. Now, although the ground can't cause a fumble, he just never did get that ball under control. And he's saying, they're saying no good right there. That would have been a Packer touchdown.
Third down and 6. McKinnon spins around in motion. The pitch is back to Payton. Payton is stopped short of the first down by Mark Murphy again. Packer defense gets another ovation. The word we just received on McMahon is that it's not his hand that's the problem. That's not official. It's his back they're checking. Finzer back to punt. High snap, but he got it down. Packers almost blocked that one. Stay away from it. It takes a Packer bounce. Green Bay will take over at the Bear 43, and again there's some pushing and shoving. A 25-yard punt by Finzer.
Number 58 there is Wilbur Marshall.
This is Packer offensive coordinator. Ellison Clark behind Lynn Dickey. Lofton is wide right, Jefferson wide left. To Jefferson. Threw it low. Frazier out there on the coverage. First one that's been thrown at Jefferson.
You see Jefferson there at the end, he was going like this. Just a little more to me, he's saying. John Jefferson is the emotional leader of this team, and Forrest Gregg was saying during the week he's quiet. He doesn't say a thing. And he thought he was a quiet guy, and then one of the assistant coaches, Lou Carpenter, said, "Wait until you see him on game day, like a Jekyll and Hyde."
He goes wide left again. Lofton is wide right. It's 2nd and 10. Bears showing blitz. Somebody's holding, going for Lofton, and Lofton can't quite come down with it. He made the leaping effort. Richardson was back there with him, but there's going to be holding called against the Packers.
I think that's what they have to do, though, is just keep throwing those deep ones to Lofton. You know, of Lofton and Jefferson, Lofton is the speed guy, and he's the guy with the better speed. Jefferson is more of a move guy, but Lofton can get deep, and you throw him like that one there, right in his hands. Good coverage on that one, but if you throw him 6 or 7 of those things and he catches 2 or 3, that may be all you need all day, especially against a team like the Bears.
That was always sort of your philosophy with the Raiders, wasn't it?
That's right. Just keep taking swings at that bell, and eventually it'll ring.
Offense.
This telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Green Bay Packers and the National Football League is prohibited. It'll be 2nd and 20, and the Bears make changes to put some heat on Lynn Dickey, who who is not very mobile anyway, and certainly not under the present conditions with that bad back.
That holding penalty is on Dave Drexler, and he's the guy that has to block Hampton, who's been given that pressure in the middle.
The automatic, and he gives to Jesse Clark. Clark gets across the 50 to about the Bear 49. Dave Duerson knocked him out of bounds. That'll make it third down, Packers.
I can see what the Packer coaches are thinking as an automatic, that on passing downs they're getting that Bear defense packed inside, so audibilize and try and run outside and break.
Know whether he'll be back or not. There he is. 3rd and 16 as Lynn Dickey leads the Packers up to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 17. Dickey has some time, and he tries to loft it over the head of the Bear defender to Lofton, and nothing doing. Richardson was back there with him.
I'll tell you that Mike Richardson, the left corner for the Bears, is doing a pretty good job on Lofton. Lofton caught that one big one against him, but that time he had good coverage. The other one he threw, he was right there and broke it up. And I think of the Bears' improvement, the place they're probably stronger than they have been a long time are those two defensive cornerbacks.
And that enables them to do other things inside if you can depend on those two corners. Fisher fields at about the 16. Very nearly blocked by Terry Schmidt. Heading for the Packer locker room, we think, is John Anderson. That's not confirmed.
John Anderson, of course, is the outstanding outside linebacker. You know, he's had injury problems for years with that right arm. And he's had it broken 3 or 4 times, numerous surgeries on that right arm, and we hope that it wouldn't be that again.
Hate to see anybody get hurt, obviously, but you would hate to think that something like that would happen to him again.
You know, that last punt was kicked. It was partially blocked.
Avellini out of the shotgun. Packers showing blitz, and Avellini retreats. It's the pass down the middle to McKinnon, complete. Picked up about 4 or 5 as they hurry back to the huddle. Well, now the report is that it was indeed Anderson who they carried to the locker room. Well, more in a minute. Screen pass to Suey. Suey struggling to stay on his feet. He does get a first down. The report on Anderson was that he got hit in the head earlier, and now the reason they took him in is he has an upset stomach. So I guess if any sort of an injury can be encouraging, that one is.
Well, the thing is that's one thing that you always look for too in a head injury or concussion is the upset stomach. So they'll probably take him in the locker room to check that.
Avellini back to throw. His arm was hit just as it came forward by Ezra Johnson, who came around the outside, and they did not on the previous play make enough yardage for a first down, so it's 4th, and the Bears will have to punt.
And again, was good coverage by the Packer defense. Avellini had to hold the ball longer than he wanted to, and that allowed Ezra Johnson to get in there.
Green Bay 7, Chicago 6. Finzer back to punt. Philip Epps back for the Packers. Low snap. Epps. Flag is already down. Epps with that great speed shook loose from the pack for a minute. But the penalty mark had already been thrown.
Yeah, that'll be against the Packers, that blocking from behind again. And that really knocked them out of position because here with only 39 seconds, all they needed was a first down or 2 to get in field goal range. This is going to back them out of that.
Packers have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. The Bears have 2.
You know, there were 2 flags on that play.
illegal formation, offense. Illegal push in the back. On the return, we will replay the down.
While we wait for them to get settled, let's check the scoreboard. Atlanta 6, Minnesota 6. 4 field goals. The Jets 13, Cincinnati 9 at the half. In the second quarter, Kansas City 10, the Los Angeles Raiders nothing. Seattle 23, New England nothing. The unbeaten Seahawks rolling right along.
They're one of the best teams in the AFC. You know, a lot of people forget that the Seattle Seahawks were in the championship game a year ago.
They won't forget for long. Good kick. Epps again will have some room. He did for a while. He was really walloped. Dave Durson, 47-yard punt that time.
Usually a punt returner doesn't take a hit like that. And I bet he didn't even see Durson coming, because usually the punt returners like Epps are real quick little guys, and they usually don't take those square hits like that. No, he did see Durson coming, but he couldn't do anything about it, could he? He couldn't go straight, he couldn't go right, he couldn't go left. He just had to stand there and take that shot.
Epps only weighs 155. He's not going to punish many people.
You can't take too many at 155. He's a good kid. He just doesn't bring a very big load with him.
Jefferson comes out to the right this time, and Lofton goes left. Dickey will just say that's enough for us for the first half. Not necessarily a popular choice of plays by this packed house at Lambeau Field, but nevertheless, the Packers lead by 1.
Still 15 seconds. We got guys walking off the field. Bears walking off. Coaches walking off. Defense is standing here. They're ready to play. Offense runs off. So, well, heck, no one playing against. I guess we better go in the house, too.
So, he's had his session with his troops at the half. Eddie Garcia will kick off for the Packers, and that's Bob Avellini, of course, standing alongside Ditka. Jack Cameron and Dennis Gentry back deep for the Bears. We have not been able to locate McMahon as yet. As soon as we find out something about his condition, we'll let you know. Garcia. Cameron at the 4. There's another penalty marker down. On almost every kick as John Dorsey makes the hit.
They have to do something about that rule. I mean, there has to be something wrong with the play, the players, the rule. And just about every kick,
on the return,
you get that illegal push in the back on the return. There has to be something wrong. It just happens all the time. In fact, even if they did away with the kickoffs and said, okay, you get the ball started on the 20, that's better than this.
They'll take it back to inside the 10. The Bears will start at the 9.
On the return, first down.
Well, of course, that rule started when you couldn't block below the waist anymore. So the player used to hit and then try and cut the guy coming down. So now that you can't block below the waist, you just have to get the one bump. And if you stay with it, you're on his back already. That's the problem.
Word on McMahon is that he has a lower back problem. It's not his hand. And Avellini is the quarterback. Peyton goes in motion. Avellini. Through to Willie Gault. The pass is intercepted. Right through Gault's hands, and now penalty flags go again. And the scuffle goes again. Another flag. It's the Bears and the Packers, folks.
This is the oldest rivalry in professional football, but I think this stuff is more out of frustration than out of rivalry.
It was Tim Lewis who came up with the interception. Flags everywhere. And you know it can be serious when those officials go into a conference.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff to sort out here, but that was a good throw by Avellini.
Illegal interception, first down. Unsportsmanlike. Offense and defense decline. First down.
Someday they're going to figure out that's the second dumbest penalty in football, because they do that all the time. Watch it right here. Here's Willie Gault. He's coming on it. Oh, right there. I mean, that wasn't even good coverage. He was right there.
You asked Coach Ditka yesterday how Galt was advancing, progressing as a receiver. He said when the ball is floated to him, he's fine, no problem. But when he has to come back to the ball or cut across, he has a problem. He doesn't have soft hands.
Oh, and that is, you know, a speed guy does have that problem. I remember Cliff Branch had those problems early. He could always catch the deep ones and had trouble coming out of a cut, locating the ball and catching it.
If he goes to work. The Bears intercepted right back. And there's the flag down. Leslie Frazier came up with the interception. Let's see about the penalty. Frazier's trotting off like he thinks it's against the Packers.
I don't think Frazier saw the penalty because it's not. I think that one's going to be against the Bears.
Looks like it.
Well, they have some more sorting out to do. There's the referee. See, Pat Haggerty, he's in the black hat. He stays over here by himself. Lets the three of those guys confer to say what they have. Then they'll come back and tell the guy in the black hat what they have. What do you got there, he says. Wait a minute, hold on.
There's a guy who doesn't get a vote.
No, he's talking to the other team.
Disregard the flag. Flag thrown in the air. First down.
Flag thrown in error.
Let's see it right here. Leslie Frazier's number 21. So he's coming in here on John Jefferson. He gets a good holy, what a play that was. He went right up over his back, didn't touch him, caught the ball in front of Jefferson with both hands. I bet you one of those officials thought he hit him in the back. I bet the other official said no, that he didn't.
That's some athletic maneuver there.
I'll tell you, watch this one. I mean, this is worth another look just to watch it at what Leslie Frazier does here.
Doesn't hit Jefferson.
Oh.
First down, Bears at their own 7. They give to Payton. Payton to the 11. Guy Prather, who took Anderson's place, made the tackle.
I'll tell you, had John Jefferson worked back a little and squared a little more on that, he would have gotten in position where Frazier couldn't have come over the top of him. I think he gave him a little of that angle, not expecting him to get in there on it.
Payton has carried 15 times, picked up 54 yards.
One thing Avellini did tell us that he's as ready to play as he has been because he got to practice all week.
2nd and 6. Payton again. To about the 14.
Ditka says he wasn't worried if McMahon couldn't play because he wanted a ball control type team. You know, we just saw an interesting thing there that Mike Ditka did. He was sending in to play with Jay Saldi. Now with Avellini at quarterback, they're rotating their tight ends, Saldi and Moorhead, to call the plays. Because he said that Avellini doesn't pick up the hand signals as well as McMahon did. So that's one change we see with Avellini being a quarterback.
They need about 3, 2.5 or 3 for a first down. Syria motion. And it's Payton again. He has the first down and more. Payton high steps out of bounds by Tim Lewis, who knocked him out.
You know, as we watch Walter Payton on this run again, one thing that he does is he always has the ball out with his hands. The reason is so he can run with balance. You see how he has, but his hands are so big and strong that when he gets hit, he puts that thing away. Do you see him? He tucked it under the left arm, took that right arm, and whack. You know, he gave one with the right arm. He always protects it before he gets hit, but he doesn't always run in that position.
He got a first down, and Avellini will throw. It's out to Galt. Galt puts his head down, got to about the 33. Mark Lee made the stop.
You know, it was an interesting thing about Galt. Mike Ditka was saying that since the Olympics, he seems to be a lot more interested in football. Now we see this thing where he just runs up and stops and catches it. He can do that. He can catch the deep one running, but it's where he has to come out of a cut and go in and out that he has trouble.
He got 7, make it 2nd and 3 from the Packer 34. The Bears have dug themselves out of a little hole. To Payton again from Avellini. He just carried linebacker George Cumby on his back.
We're talking about Peyton and that strength that he has in his legs, and you can see that right there. And you know where he gets that strength? He runs up hills. He has the hills, and he runs hills for his training. And that was one thing that he's done for years. He's always done that, and now a lot of teams are doing it. I know out in Los Angeles, the Raiders have a hill, and they're running hills. You run uphill for leg strength, and you run downhill for speed.
2nd and 4. Peyton got 6, and he'll get another try. Looks like he might be trying to throw an option pass. Nothing developed except the Packer defense pursued very well. Prather was the first guy there.
I don't think he was trying to throw an option pass. There was no one downfield. He may have been trying to fake that, though, to pull that defense back off, because he does throw the option pass.
And he does carry that ball out at arm's length almost, as you were saying just a minute ago.
And then he does pull it in just before that contact.
Today's attendance, 55,942. A packed house at Lambeau Field. Packers 7, Bears 6. McKinnon in motion. Avellini to Suey, a draw play. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage before he was hit by George Cumby. 3rd and long, and the Bears will have to put it up.
You know, a draw play never works when you're doing a running game, because that Packer defense was all up there waiting for the Bear run. The draw play is best when, you know, they think your bomb's away. They're going to throw. You know, guys yell to each other, throw and rush, and then whap, you hit them with a draw. When you've been run, they're sitting up there waiting for the run, and they were on that one for Suey.
Packers have their pass rushing front 4 in there. Avellini backpedals. Moorhead, the tight end. And a Bear first down at the Green Bay 46. Mike Douglas stopped him, a 15-yard gain. Avellini to Moorhead.
Moorhead is the tight end that is switching off with Jay Saldi and calling the plays. We watch it here. 3rd down, good pass protection. See, it starts with good pass. He can look, find Moorhead wide open, picks him up for the first down. That starts with good pass protection, because Avellini did have time to look and find his tight end.
1st and 10 for the Bears at the Packer 46. Ayton. Still digging. Got a couple.
Did you see that with one hand? Walter Payton just threw that linebacker off like he was a... I was talking about his lower body strength. He's pretty strong up above. I'll tell you, they're all keying on Walter Payton. 1, because he's Walter Payton. 2, because he's the only back in the backfield. I'll tell you, he does draw a Green Bay Packer crowd, doesn't he? Watch this at the right there. He just goes
Get away from me.
Oh, Randy Scott goes right back.
20 carries, 80 yards for Payton. 2nd and 6.5, 7. There's the flag. Left guard Mark Bortz might have been a little quick.
Is that end of that last one where we see Randy Scott there. Payton just says, get off, I've had enough of that. Although the velocity of that arm throwing Scott off, he lost the ball too. But it was after the play. You know, he looks like Michael Jackson.
Ball starts, number 62.
He sounds like him too a little.
He doesn't wear a glove.
No, but he looked like Michael Jackson before Michael Jackson did.
I wonder if Michael Jackson is aware of that.
He's probably not aware. He probably doesn't even care. He's probably off doing one of those concerts at some NFL stadium. Chuck Sullivan.
He doesn't have time to run up and down hills. 2nd and 11. Avellini intended for Suey, and another flag.
On that play, you know, we've seen Walter Payton run inside and outside and catch passes, and on that play, he made a heck of a block. Although this is another one of those double penalty things. We have one. We're going to have holding and something else. Let's see if we can see Walter Payton block on that play. Look at it. Boom. Oh, I'll tell you now, he took one from Douglas on that one.
Yes, he did.
Okay. He says, I give up. Good hit. To Mike Douglas. He said, that was good. Give me 10.
Walk it off against the Bears. It'll be still second down, and now 22 to go. Violation called against Bert Becker. Willie Gault goes wide to the left. Vashnagel and McKinnon come to the right. Avellini operates from the shotgun. Payton and Suey back there with him. To Suey. Suey gets back to midfield. Up to make the stop, Mark Murphy. Estes Hood made the hit that brought him down.
And I'll tell you, Estes Hood was the only guy out there, Pat. Had not Estes Hood made that tackle, that would have gone for 20 or 30 more yards. Watch this, out of the shotgun. We see Suey there, comes off on a screen. Now watch him right here. Hood comes up right there, but look at the next Packer was over 10 yards away from Suey. I'll tell you, Keith Van Horn does a good job. Watch Van Horn, 78. He knocks Carricker right down. Then he goes and gets him again. Now Suey slips right by him. See that? On the screen, he's outside there. Pretty good by the right tackle.
They need 14 for a first down, and Avellini fires to Payton. Can't quite get loose. Mark Lee took him down. It'll be fourth down. Bears will have to punt. Too far for Thomas. Avellini doesn't look bad.
You hear all that talk on the Packers sideline. Is that away, Murph? Way to hit, Murph. I like that kind of thing. That away, Murph. Good crack, Murph. Murph made the tackle.
Philip Epps standing back at the 10-yard line. Finzer to punt for the Bears. Bears take a long time to snap the ball on punts.
Because they don't huddle up.
Finzer aiming for the corner. And it's going to be a successful and a very fine punt by Finzer. Out of bounds at the 5. It's only a 35-yard punt. But anytime you get it down in that area, you've done a pretty good job. Packers take over deep in their own territory with the Packers lead the Bears. Third quarter. It's been a real defensive struggle. Nobody able to get anything going on offense. The Bears, of course, are the #1 defensive team in the NFL. And they haven't hurt that today at all. Dickey gives to Ellis. Got 2 or 3. And Hampton and Al Harris led the defense. Greg Cook having some words. And again, the yellow flag has been dropped. It's supposed to mean caution, but they don't know it. Against the Bears.
Personal foul, number 45. First down.
Personal foul against Vincent. First down, Packers. Gives them a little room. Checking some of the other scores. Minnesota has taken a 13-6 lead over Atlanta, third quarter. Cincinnati and the Jets tied at 16, third quarter. Raiders on the scoreboard against Kansas City, but the Chiefs lead at 13-3, and Indianapolis leads St. Louis 17-14. And Hampton slams Jesse Clark to the ground, both of them ex-Razorbacks. Word on McMahon. Well, here's Hampton first.
He just went right by the center. No one blocked Hampton. He just went right by the center, right down the line. Whap, one arm, just pulled old Clark right down to the ground.
No gain. 2nd and 10 from the 26. Mickey backpedals. Wide open down the middle is Clark. Clark to the 45. Bosick tripped him up. 19-yard gain, a Packer first down.
Jesse Clark is having trouble with that ankle. Yesterday he didn't even practice. We can watch that thing on a chalkboard here, and we can see what happens on a delay. Now here's Clark right here. He's going to set like he's blocking and then slip right through to catch that one. Now watch what he does. You see he starts there. We can watch him all the way. See him set up there in the block. Now they lose him. Then he checks and he goes right up through the middle. See, by blocking, the Bear defense lost him, and then he sneaked right in there.
First down for the Packers at the 45, and here we go with the penalty flags again. Here's Jesse Clark. He's had a problem for a long time with what they call turf toe, and then he hurt his Achilles tendon.
And now he looks like he's working up. It looks like he's holding his right knee. Maybe he just has the wind knocked out of him the way they're doing that thing there. But yesterday in practice, he just ran on the sideline. He didn't even practice with the team.
Let me update you on what we've just discovered and just been told about Jim McMahon. He's in the locker room, in the shower, has a problem with his lower back and will not return. So it'll be Avellini. Ellis and Huckleby now, the Packer runners.
There's something final about that when you take a shower. That's bringing the end of the day.
No helmets in there. Dickey to Jefferson. The Bears were right on top of him.
I'll tell you, that number 27, Mike Richardson, is really doing a job out there today. He was on Jefferson that time. We've seen him on Lofton. Watch him here. He's the outside guy, the corner here. Now watch him. He's watching him. I got him. He makes the break right on the ball. Look, he gets there, puts that right arm in there, and strips that ball out of there. That guy's been all over. That's a tough job when you have to cover Jefferson and then Lofton, and they're giving you the old flip-flop deal.
The other defender was Todd Bell, by the way. 2nd and 15. Ellis over the right side for about 3. Tyrone Keys was the first Bear to hit him. 5 minutes, 15 seconds left to play. Third quarter as Epps checks in with a play for Dickey, who's hit 4 out of 12 and had 1 interception. Cool, beautiful day in Green Bay.
Seems like the Bears have had the ball all day. It seems like the Packers go 1, 2, 3 and kick, and the Bears must have 2 or 3 times that old time of possession deal.
I'm sure they do. They're 0 for 6, the Packers are, on third down conversion. Now they'll put some heat on Dickey. Dickey has time. Epps has it knocked away. Sean Gale was the defender who batted it down.
Hey, this Bear defense is impressive. You know, they're giving pressure on Dickey, that middle pressure that we talked about from Hampton and McMichael and a blitzing linebacker. Plus, they have good coverage on the corner by both Richardson and Frazier. It's a pretty good combination.
You can see why they're number 1 in that defensive category. Bucky Scribner. Jeff Fisher. Left-footed Scribner. Gets a fine punt away. Fisher retreats to his 12. Out to the 23. The Packers are down. Well covered. Well kicked. 45 yards from Scribner and Huckleby. Tackle him on the return. 7-6. It all begins with the NFL day today, starting at 12:30 Eastern Time. 4:29 left to play, third quarter. Pat Summerall and John Madden at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. Packers 7, Bears 6. Walter Payton, the lone setback. Bob Avellini, the Bear quarterback. Suey. Suey on the inside handoff. The backward spin. Tom Flynn made the tackle. Suey is again slow getting up.
That's a counter play. You know, we'll see it coming right here at us with the off guard. You see the off guard and tackle both pulling here at us, knocking out the linebacker, leading up through the hole. Big Jim Covert. Suey right in behind him. Now watch right there. See, Suey lifted that right leg and got it hit there. We see him limping off as a result of it. But once a running back goes down and just lets that ball go, that means that he hurt something when he got hit.
He'll be replaced by big Calvin Thomas. In Green Bay with the Packers leading 7-6 over the Bears. But take a closer look at what this water tower under construction has to say on there. The heck is that doing up here in Green Bay? Go Bears.
Well, you know, the company that's putting that up is a Chicago company. So the guys come up, they were working on that the other day, and they just put Go Bears on there Friday. I'm surprised the Packers didn't get up there between Friday and now and take it off.
2nd and 2. Peyton got the 2 and more. There was some popping going on that one.
Yeah, that's the type that you have to have the popping here where you just get boom, boom, man on man, no pull, no tricks, man on man, hand the ball right off. Everyone blocks, everyone takes a man. I got him, I got him, I got him, I got him. And just go. First down.
Saw Emery Moorhead check in with the play for Bob Avellini. Alternating tight ends, Moorhead and Salvi.
Avellini said an interesting thing last night. He said he was on the bubble.
Yeah. You got to explain what that means.
He had to explain it to me. I go, huh?
Alvin Thomas. The sucker play. Tim Lewis made the stop.
I tell you, that was pretty good. The tight end, Emery Moorhead, came in, and he blocked the linebacker. He trapped the linebacker. That was the sucker play. Let's see if we can watch it here. Now watch him. Now watch him come in here. It'll be 87. He comes from the other side. You see the tight end right there? He comes from the tight end position, and he traps the linebacker, Randy Scott. Scott thought he was free. See him? He's running in there, thought he was free. Boom! Here comes the tight end.
They didn't used to do things like that. Here's Peyton this time. He's got no place to go. Peyton still on his feet, fights to keep from losing, and finally winds up picking up maybe one. Terry Jones finally made sure he stayed down, and that's a job.
The other thing about Walter Payton, it's amazing. I mean, he's, you know, Jim Brown's record, combined record, over 11,000 yards, going for 15. But the thing that amazing to me is he's played 10 years at this pace, and he really hasn't had a serious injury. I mean, the endurance, being able to show up year after year after year, week after week.
He always seems to be dishing out the punishment. Instead of him getting hit, he's doing the hitting. Here he is again. Over the top, and he's very close.
One of the players was saying that when Walter Payton went through the assembly line, he got all the top parts. You know, I mean, he got the, you know, the good engine, the nice, the manifold, he got the air conditioning, the push button deals, he got it all.
Got a pretty good muffler, too. He doesn't say much. First down.
Guys go through and you just get the, you know, like the old pickup trucks.
Less than 2 minutes left to play in the third quarter here at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. Minute 36 to be exact. 1st and 10 for the Bears at their own 47-yard line. Not much offense. To Suey back in the contest, and he got 3 yards perhaps. Prather on the tackle. For an NFL update, it sends you back to Brent Musburger in New York.
We had another game without much offense. That was in Minnesota, but suddenly Tommy Kramer has thrown 2 touchdown passes, including this one right here to Steve Jordan. A beautiful catch. Bartkowski has one, and it's 2013. Vikings with the lead. Back to Pat and John.
7-6 here in Green Bay. Packers got 1 break in the second quarter when Finzer had to run out of punt formation. They got the ball at the Bear 45. They hit Lofton down inside the 10. Jesse Clark scored the touchdown, and Garcia kicked the extra point. The Bears have 2 field goals from Bob Thomas, and that's it. Avellini 7 out of 10. Fakes to Suey. Gives to Peyton. Tom Flynn made the hit. A good throw from Avellini and a good catch by Peyton. 13 yards. Bear first down.
What they're doing is they're in split backs. Now watch him. Peyton's in the bottom of the frame right there. 34. See, he comes, he fakes to Suey up the middle. Peyton just runs straight up the field. Boom. Good pass. I'll tell you, that's not bad defense, though. That Tom Flynn was right there waiting for it.
One of 3 rookies who are starting for the Packers in that defensive unit is Flynn.
Forrest Gregg was saying yesterday that he started him from day one. The first minicamp, they just put him in there, that starting free safety position.
Bears at the Packers 36, the end of the third quarter. That is the end of the third quarter with the score Green Bay 7, the Chicago Bears 6. We now. One more quarter to play. Packers ahead by a point. Perhaps Mike Douglas took him down.
Let's watch the middle of the line there. You know, Bill Neal was just picked up here, number 77 by the Packers as a nose tackle. I've always felt if he's healthy, he's one of the best nose tackles in the game. We saw him there. He's one of those guys that can handle that center and hold up the middle for you. He's had a lot of tough injuries over the last couple of years.
Strong play right there. 2nd and 9. Ball at the Packer 35. Avellini in a throwing situation. Misses a wide open Jay Salty. Mike Ditka really upset.
Bob Avellini really upset. Jay Salty really upset. That was a little bootleg or something. He's wide open out there. That's really something. We were talking about Neal, the nose tackle, Bill Neal, the nose tackle. What's the tough thing about it is you get that center, you think you got him, and here comes a guard. He's waiting for you. And then finally, here's a receiver in there. They got receivers in there. They got a wide receiver, tight end. Moorhead, tackles, guards, guys.
3rd down. Avellini out of the shotgun this time. Has time. Has a man. Has Suey. And he is going to be very close to a first down. Now they're in range for Thomas.
I tell you, I think that's going to be a little short. That's going to be a 4th down. It'll be a very interesting decision here for Mike Ditka. Do you go for the field goal, which would give you 9-7 lead if you make it, or do you go for the first down and try and get to 7? He's answered that.
Going for the first down.
There is.
Well, now, if you've got Walter Payton in your backfield, would you figure if you're playing defense, that's the guy who's going to get the ball?
I would get in some kind of I formation where I could get a lead for Walter Payton, give Walter Payton the ball behind a lead block.
The lead block is by Thomas, and they got the first down. Donnie Humphrey made the hit that stopped Payton, but he got the first.
I think that was a smart call by Mike Ditka. You know, I mean, to go for it because they've been controlling the ball, but they have to get some scores. Now he wipes a little sweat. See that? Now the old sweat comes off. Little ulcer developing in there. Make the call. Watch it again. See, he has a lead block on both sides. Finds a little soft spot to his right. Hurls back. Dies over. Right, and here's the defensive side of it. You see, they just pick off the linebacker so that he can't hit square when Payton dives over.
There's Douglas they picked off, I believe. Or is Randy Scott, I'm sorry.
Randy Scott, they just held him off enough so that he couldn't hit Payton square when they jumped over.
Payton has 25 carries, 91 yards.
See Ditka, though, after they made that, he wiped the brow, they'll sweat off the buff. You know, let the air out.
13 minutes left to play. Suey straight ahead to about the 26. Randy Scott made the hit that stopped him.
I think this is the ball control type of game that Mike Ditka was talking about. He's sending into plays. He's calling these plays. We see Emery Moorhead bringing into play. He tells Avellini to play. He just wants to keep the ball, run it. But, of course, eventually you got to get it in the end zone, too, before all that stuff works.
2nd down. to Jay Saldi. He is down inside the 10, knocked out of bounds by Prather. Let's check our scoreboard now. See what's happening in other places. The Jets 26-16 over Cincinnati. Indianapolis 20-14 over St. Louis. Seattle 23, New England 14. Saldi was knocked out of bounds, they say, at about the 10.5-yard line. So they can make a first down without scoring.
That was the same pass that they'd thrown on second down before, where Saldi was wide open and Avellini didn't get him the ball. They just held it, came back on another second down and got it.
Avellini fires out of the end zone on purpose. Willie Gault was circling across. Avellini just wanted to make sure that it wasn't intercepted. Pressure by Bill Neal.
I tell you, Gault was there, but he wasn't open, and he was running a post pattern. He just never did get open. That was really good coverage on him. Watch here, there's Tim Lewis with him. See, he's not open there, he's not open there. Now watch, the safety gets in there. See, he's not open yet. And then there's another receiver. He throws it over his head over there. I mean, another defender. He had the double coverage in there, so he just had to throw it away.
So it'll be second down for the Bears. The blitz is on. Avellini loses the ball. Packers can't quite pick it up, and finally they do. Now they lose it. And the Bears have it out of bounds. A hat is down, not a flag on the other side of the field, so I'm not sure what that means.
The hat means that the receiver went out of bounds, can't come back in. That's going to be the Bears' ball, though.
They're going to say that the blitz, that he was down and lost the ball after he went down.
I don't think they should say that. That's what they're saying, but I think they ought to say that the last one that had control of it was the Bears. Because watch it here. Coming back, he's going to get pressure from the backside. See, he starts to roll into it. I see what happened is the referee was already signaling the ball was dead. So this didn't count anyway. So he was right. He was right on top of it. Saw the guy in the grass, blew the whistle, dead before the fumble.
3rd and 17. Avellini throws it back to Payton. Payton gets down to about the 12. Prather again made the stop.
Now the Bears.
Now Bob Thomas.
Right, now the Bears have to go for the field goal because they would have 9 yards to go for a first down.
Bear player down on the far side of the field is Keith Van Horn. Bears looking at what's wrong with Keith right now. That's what Bob Thomas. 4th down at the 11-yard line. Baschnagel will be kneeling at about the 18, so it'll make it a 28-yard field goal. Bob Thomas has hit twice already. Thomas is 3 for 3. And the Bears recapture the lead 9-7 on 3 field goals by Bob Thomas. Bob Thomas set to kick off. 11 minutes, 11 seconds left to play. Bears lead 9-7. Thomas' kick goes to Del Rogers. 1 yard deep in the end zone, and out he comes. Rogers to the 26. Let's see.
This is what happens going down on those kickoffs. You see here's a guy who makes the tackle. You see the hole there? That's the trouble. Now, with the offense, the kick receiving team can't cut him. So they have to hit him once, then they usually notice something like that and try and grab him on the second move.
It's about the 5th tackle that Brian Cabral has made on kick return. Here's Lewis. Ellis, I'm sorry. Not Lewis. Cut about 5 yards. Finsick
Second and 5.
Made the tackle. Mark Murphy. Packer safety man.
Now that's good sweat. I mean, when you get sweat coming out all, but that's the way football should be played. You got sweat, you got stuff hanging on you, little grass out there.
Here's Dickey. Gets it out to Gary Lewis this time, and he is a little bit shy of a first down. Let's see what happened to him.
Well, the Packers, of course, just picked up Gary Lewis again this week. He had left them, played in the USFL with Chicago. He became a free agent. They signed him this week, activated him yesterday, and here he is catching a pass, that little cross stuff. He was the guy, remember last year, that used to always jump up and try and block those extra points and field goals?
He blocked a lot of them.
He did. He used to get knocked all over. Of course, you can't do that anymore. It's against the rules now.
3rd and 1. Ellis has the Packer first down. Todd Bell made the stop for the Bears. That is the first time that the Packers today have been able to convert a 3rd down situation.
Well, they really haven't done much rushing. There's Gary Ellis. He's their top running back, and he's only carried the ball 6 times. And, of course, they really haven't established anything. Time of possession, the Bears have had the ball over 37 minutes. The Packers just a little over 11 minutes all day.
They only have 6 first downs. Bears showing blitz, and then they don't come as Dickey goes back to throw if he has time, and he just barely does. Lewis. The tight end crosses and gets into Bear territory before he's taken down by Singletary.
Dickey made a heck of a throw on that one. McMichael was hanging all over him. I'll tell you, watch Lewis. He's being held there. They let him go. Boom, he's being bumped again. Just keeps working across. There's Singletary. Get the ball out in front of him. That's not bad for only working here about 3 or 4 days.
I tell you, that's number 12 showed me some courage, too.
He did. He had someone right. Look, it was McMichael was hanging on him.
Yes. First down, Packers, the Bear. 45-yard line. Nobody there. No penalty flag. Lewis and Jefferson were over in the area. Al Harris put the heat on Dickey. It'll be 2nd and 10.
I think Gary Lewis just went down on that play. I think he just got tangled up downfield. Went down.
As far as Greg said yesterday, he's not in top shape yesterday when he was talking to us. He's not in top shape yet. But the fact that it might be cool will be a big help. Huckabee is wrapped right at the line of scrimmage by Mike Singletary.
Now that's the kind of hit that you think of middle linebackers. That hit right there that Singletary just put on was a Dick Butkus type. I mean, I heard it all the way up here with raw ears. I mean, that's just the sound. I mean, this is a rocking one. Now watch him come into the thing and watch him come squaring right here, right there. That's the way middle linebackers hit running backs. See, the minute he hit him, boom, he went right back. Those piles going backwards, you always tell middle linebackers.
Dickey in a passing situation. Has time for a while. Has Lofton. Lofton should have it. He should have enough for the first down by about a foot. Finsick wrapped around Lofton. But they're getting now dangerously close to field goal range for Green Bay.
Watch Lofton out here. He's going to come on an inside pattern. See, it's a little delay. He comes off the line slowly, then boom, hits it right there. They get him. Now watch him stretch out there to get that first down. And then he got up and he said, first down. I'll tell you, he's a guy that lived dangerously. When Forrest Gregg first came here, Forrest left a meeting. He called Forrest, said, get back to the meeting immediately.
But he didn't identify himself.
Oh.
Maybe 3. Tyrone Keys took him to the ground.
I guarantee you, Harlan Huckabee that time was looking for Singletary when he went through. The last time he went through, he was kissed by the middle linebacker, and I'm sure that time he was looking for that number 50. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? he goes that way, I go that way.
That'll make it 2nd and 7. Karen the center out over the ball. There's Mike Singletary. Jesse Clark. And Ellis, the two runners. Ellis to the 30.
Watch him again. You know, in a 4-man line as we have here, and we talked about the middle linebacker, he has to take all holes. And that time, he just threw his body in there. He just saw it and went boom and took that thing. You know, Dan Hampton was saying, excuse me, last week, he was saying he gets so excited when he hits guys. And last week he did one. He said he got so excited you'd think he won the lottery.
That's exciting. Green Bay averaging less than 2 yards a carry. Dickey gets it outside of Lewis. It'll bring up a 4th down, and Eddie Garcia. Not an easy field goal attempt coming up. Durson, number 22, made the tackle.
Well, that was a bad play by Green Bay. I mean, if you have 3rd down and you're going to pass the ball, you have to get your receivers. You was only 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. You have to get your receivers up beyond the 1st down marker. To complete a pass on 3rd down and still come up with 4th down isn't the way to play offensive football, I feel.
Why do it? Why put it up?
Yeah, why not just flop on it?
From 47 yards out, it'll be Eddie Garcia with Scribner holding. No good. No good. Wide left. Far enough, but wide left. 9-7. The Bear lead stays as it was. Drive, their longest time of possession all day. 4 minutes, 37 seconds left to play. 9-7 Bears. 3 field goals by Bob Thomas. That's been it for Chicago. 1 touchdown by Jesse Clark. That's been it for Green Bay.
Suey, the ball game.
Tim Lewis made the stop.
Let's watch this left side here. Here's big Jim Covert, 74, going against the rookie Donnie Humphrey. They get a little push on him. Watch that block of Covert. He just stays with him, stays with him, stays with him. Humphrey's able to get off and get in that play. I'll tell you, that Covert, you know, when he can run into a guy like Humphrey, and Humphrey's a load. He's what they call an illegal load. And when you get Covert against Humphrey, that's load on load. That's some collision stuff.
A very big load. 2nd down and 7. Ball at the Bear 32. Nothing doing. Matsui, the ball carrier. Walter Payton, by the way, is 2 yards shy of his 56th 100-yard game in his career.
They have some kind of record every time Walter Payton gains 100 yards, the Bears win. One of the teams that he gained over 100 yards and lost, though, I think, were the Packers.
I think that's correct.
Look at the scars he has on his helmet, though. That thing's been through a few lines of scrimmage. Look, there's marks, white stuff in there. So that's a bucket for him. That's been kicked and licked a little.
3rd and 6. Avellini retreats to throw. He has some time. Pass deflected at the last minute, intended for Dennis McKinnon. It was Mark Lee who leaped at the last second and batted it away.
That's that double coverage again. See, Mark Lee is a short guy, and he has a safety out there deep. He saw the ball and got back there. That's a good play. See, because he hits the receiver, lets him go, lets him get beyond him, watches the ball, and then runs and jumps up and knocks it down.
Dave Finzer back to kick. Philip Epps back deep for Green Bay. Got it away in good shape. And Epps signals for a fair catch at the last second, with Durson staring him in the face. 45-yard punt, no return. 2:58 left to play. Has to play here. The Bears leading the Packers 9-7. Dickey. Lewis lost the ball, got it back. Clock will run. They got a first down as Al Harris chased him over. Penalty marker down, way downfield, however.
Well, that's that deep guy that calls it, and it's usually something against the tight end or the tight end. Either the tight end held somebody or somebody held the tight end. And that guy throws it way down there.
Used up 7 seconds, 2:51 left to play.
I think then when the guy stays there, see that guy standing out there by his flag?
Official timeout.
And that means that's usually by the offense.
He's still standing back there by his flag, and now they're going to measure and see if he got a first down.
And it's usually for the offense against the defense. See, what I think they do is they measure it first to decide whether they want to take it or not. Forrest Gregg isn't too interested in that. He's talking about something else. He's talking to his defense back there about what they have to do.
It is a first down.
Illegal contact, number 21, decline. They'll take the result of the play. First down.
Penalty was against the Bears, Leslie Frazier. Let's see what happened.
Now, again, that's Leslie Frazier there, 21. He can hit him the first 5 yards. If he makes contact after 5 yards, that's illegal, and that's what they did call. They called that from the side. I thought it was a deep guy, side guy.
First down, Packers at their own 32. Dickey, Lofton. Into Bear territory, Leslie Frazier. Just across midfield, Lofton's 4th catch.
Again, they're out here man-to-man, and we see Leslie Frazier. He knows that he has to bump him, stop him on the line. They work. Now Lofton breaks loose to the inside. Frazier's right there, but Lofton's just too much. But it all starts here with pass protection. Remember earlier how they were having the trouble up the middle? They're still having a little penetration there by McMichael, but at least Dickey can get around it and step up and throw it.
First down, Packers. Dickey back again. Dickey is leveled by McMichael just as he lets the ball go. But again, he took a pretty good hit.
You know, one thing about this Bear defense is probably their 2 best pass rushers are McMichael and Hampton. Most teams put their best pass rushers outside, but McMichael lines up inside. And then once they get free in there, there's Forrest Gregg right there. But once they get free in there, then they're right in the face of the quarterback, as compared to the end who has to come around.
And Hampton's so big, when he gets in your face, there's no daylight on either side. 2nd and 10 from the 49.
Plus it's from Arkansas.
Right. Jesse Clark made the catch for minus yardage. Otis Wilson was up quickly. And we're down to 2 minutes left to play. A loss of 7. Packers in a tough situation now. The Bears leading 9-7 with 2 minutes. Both teams have 3 timeouts remaining. It's the Bears 9, the Packers 7. 2 minutes left to play. Packers in a tough situation. 3rd down and 15 at their own 45. Got to get it upfield. Packers going with 3 wide receivers, Jefferson, Lofton, and Epps. Hampton was all over Dickey.
Now on that time, they used a stunt. Now watch them. The tackles, the inside guys, are going to work to the outside, and the outside guys are going to work to the inside on this side. On the other side, they're just straight up the middle. But watch, Hampton and Hartenstein get there about the same time. See, Hampton just went straight up the middle. The other side, they ran that stunt deal, that cross, the guard tackle.
So Scribner will once again have to punt. And Jeff Fisher goes back deep for the Bears. 1:56 left to play. Both teams with all their timeouts remaining. Scribner knuckles one to Fisher. Signals for the fair catch at the 21, and the Bears will take over there. 35-yard punt, no return. 9-7. Bears starting from their own 21-yard line with Bob Avellini, their quarterback. To Payton. Payton for 11 or 12. Goes over 100 yards. For the 56th time in his career. Mark Murphy and Tom Flynn brought him down.
And Walter Payton also gets a first down. That's what the Bears need now, is a couple of first downs, because the Packers will start using their timeouts.
Bears will take as much time as they can. The Packers have all 3 of their timeouts remaining, and so do the Bears.
I'm surprised the Packers aren't taking a timeout. I mean, you just can't let the clock run out yet. There's only 1 minute, 10 seconds left.
They have to take one after this play. Nisui. He is dragged down, and now the Packers do call a timeout. Alfonso Carricker wrapped up Matsui.
The Packers are probably thinking we haven't done anything all day offensively. What makes you think we're going to in the last few seconds if we do get the ball?
But you still got it 7.
I think that's going to be against the Bears, Pat. I think the tight end jumped on that one. Here it is. That's Jay Salty. See, he just starts a little early. He knows he has to block that outside linebacker, and he just wants to get a little jump on him.
Ball start. Offense.
Salty goes out. Moorhead comes into the play.
We were talking earlier about Bob Avellini being a quarterback. He didn't know all week if he was going to start or play or McMahon would. That's why he said he was on the bubble. I guess that's a car racing term.
It is.
The guy doesn't know if he's qualified or not, if he's going to race or not. Avellini says, I've been on the bubble all week.
And he's going to throw. Has wide open Emory Moorhead. Moorhead splits a couple of receivers, a couple of defenders, and is out of bounds at the 19-yard line of Green Bay. That should cook it. 49-yard pickup on the pass from Avellini to Moorhead.
Well, that was a play that had been open all day. They hit one out there to the right to Jay Salty. Jay Salty, he had one bad throw out there, and this one, look, they run the corner off deep. Moorhead goes to the outside to the same area. There's no defender out there. The closest guy is Mark Lee. Hey, that's all they had to do. That's the one that put it out. Remember, Mike Ditka was telling us how good a blocker McKinnon is. Watch, he runs Mark Lee deep, then he sees the pass is completed. Now he turns to a blocker, and he just gives Mark Lee one of those roll jobs, and here comes Emory Moorhead right beyond him.
First down, Bears at the Packer 18. Payton barrels inside the 15. Matsui, I'm sorry, it was not Payton. No, it was not Suey either. It was Calvin Thomas.
Look at that. That's the story of the game right there. The Bears had the ball almost 40 minutes. Now, that's what Mike Ditka said he wanted to do, was control the ball control. But the Packers, when they got it, they weren't able to do anything with it. And their timing really did look off today.
A lot of that, I guess, has to be attributed to the injury to Dickey.
Right, and we finally found Jim McMahon. He was there. He had the cast on his right arm, standing next to Avellini there. That was a strange thing. We didn't know whether he was going to play. He started, and then he went out. He went out of the game. They said it was his back. The second half, we couldn't find him. Said he was taking a shower, and he just showed up now on the sideline with a cast on his hand.
In street clothes, there he is.
There he is. You see that right hand? See, he has the cast or the bandage on the right hand. He's drinking out of the left, but the latest report we had was that he hurt his back, and that was the reason he went out.
Really walking with a lot of pain earlier.
Second and 6.
He's still chewing that tobacco.
Yep.
He has the drink out of the cup to spit in. And outside, you
Wouldn't want to make a mistake, would you? Avellini just falling on the ball, and the clock still runs, and the Packers use their last timeout.
Number 3.
Executive producer of the NFL here on John Letourneau, the associate producer, and the rest of our cast. 9-7. The Bears lead the Packers. Mike Ditka was not a thing of beauty, but it's going to go in that W column, it looks like, and the Bears will be still unbeaten.
Well, that's the biggest thing. You know, the Bears have notoriously not been a quick starting team, and they wanted to get off to a good start. Mike Ditka felt that they had to get off to a good start. And you get 3-0 in this division, that's not bad. I mean, 3-0 in any division isn't bad, but in this Central division, that's a pretty good deal.
Usually 8-8 gets you close to the playoffs. Bears will finish with controlling the ball 40 minutes and 40 seconds. When you have the ball that much and still only get 9 points, it's a tribute to your defense. And they really have played well.
Defense played very well. Well, with the quarterback, with McMahon not playing, look, he is limping. There's McMahon there. You can see that hug by Van Horn kind of hurt. You can see him grimace. He's limping. Maybe that is a knee instead of a back. I'll tell you, he looks like he's just coming out of some kind of war.
He should have stayed longer in the shower, I think. For John Madden, and this is Pat Summerall saying goodbye from Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where the final score is the Bears 9, the Packers 7. Coming up next, the second half.